edition of the Contractor's Secret Weapon weekly podcast with your hosts, Dave Negri. This program is dedicated to helping contractors, remodelers, painters, roofers, roof cleaners, and business owners in the construction industry gain an unfair advantage over the competition. This program supplies you with information that the competition doesn't even know exists. This session brought to you by ContractorsSecretWeapon.com.
Before we get into the conversation, I just want to do a shout out to our sponsors who help promote Contractor's Secret Weapon and just some of the things that they have in store for you, our listeners. Hey, is your phone ringing enough? Do you want it to ring more with highly motivated and qualified buyers that contact you, the contractor, directly? No more waiting for the phone to ring. Just answer that phone. Best Home Services leads are dedicated to making your phone ring with motivated buyers that call you directly. There's no obligation to talk with them. Just go to ContractorSecretWeapon.com/money. Fill out the form to secure your discount on the setup fee. Do it today. This special will not last forever. Check them out at ContractorSecretWeapon.com/money.
Running a small business is no easy task, and I should know because I had a service company for almost 10 years. I am the founder of a software called Radius Bomb, and it's unbelievable. And for all the listeners of Contractor's Secret Weapon, we have a special offer for you to check out. If you want to send hyper-targeted, laser-focused, super personalized postcards to your exact prospects using a map while sitting in your underwear, then go to ContractorSecretWeapon.com/Radius Bomb, and we'll give you your first 100 postcards for free. Just go to ContractorSecretWeapon.com/Radius Bomb.
Hey, welcome to Contractor's Secret Weapon. This is Dave Negri here, your host for today's episode. Today we're going to talk about stop your competition from stealing your customers and how to use newsletter marketing. Yeah, I'm sure that you've heard me talk about newsletter marketing many times before, and this is probably one of my most favorite subjects because it probably works the best out of every other marketing strategy that I use is with newsletter marketing. So let's talk about that today. We'll talk about what it does. We're going to talk about the difference between a good newsletter, a bad newsletter, or a boring newsletter. So let's get started today. And really, the reason I named it Stop Your Competition from Stealing Your Customers is because, it's happened to me in the past, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you guys where you're driving down the road and you drive past one of your customers and you see something being done at their house that you do. And here's the funny thing is that you remember who they are, but have they remembered who you are and what you do? Well, apparently not. So you're going, I can't believe somebody stole my customer. Well, they really didn't steal your customer. You gave them up. I gave mine up because I didn't keep in touch with them. So let's talk about keeping in touch with your customer on a regular basis so you don't run into that problem again. Are your customers going to leave you from time to time? Absolutely. But let's do something proactive to keep more of them staying with you than leaving. And I run into guys out there, and it's really funny, and I don't even know why they're in business, but I say, well, don't you keep in touch with your customers? They go, no. I go, why? And because I don't want to know if I did a bad job or not. So they're afraid of the job that they do. Let's face it, guys, have a little bit of pride in what you're doing so that you don't have to be afraid to ask your customers when you give them a survey that you'll get it back. And if it is bad, then you've got something to improve. So let's talk about the newsletter. It actually builds a relationship with your customer. And if it's designed properly, they'll even read the whole thing. And they may even pass it on to a friend, a relative. There's been plenty of times where I've walked into a situation where I've gone to do a proposal and there's my newsletters with a magnet on their refrigerator. And I'm going, this is pretty cool. I got a new customer and someone did it for me. That's what you have. I think that's what you call a raving fan. Someone who markets for you. And of course, if you didn't have a newsletter, they couldn't have marketed for you. So we can actually prevent our customers from being stolen by doing the newsletter. They say that, this was an interesting thing that I heard the other day, that for every 30 days that you do not contact your customer, you lose 10% visibility. And after 90 days, you might as well just kiss it goodbye, because now they need something done and they've got a coupon, and they'll go, oh, I got a coupon, I'm going to do this. But if you have a customer that you're in constant in front of them, the coupon may trigger their mind, but they're going to call you and guarantee you they're not going to ask for a discount. They're going to say, come and do it. So I'm a firm believer in a newsletter that the best way to build a long-term relationship is with the newsletter marketing. So each and every month, your customer needs to get something from you so they remember who you are. One of my famous sayings, and you've probably heard it before, is that people always laugh at me, and I will say that, well, at least they remember me on the way to the garbage pail. You're just like your customer. You got an A pile and you've got a B pile, and you open up your mail over the garbage, decide which one you're going to keep. Well, the way the newsletter that I designed is they don't even have to open it because it's there. You have to unfold it. It's more like on a flyer. So we just upload it to USPS every month, and we upload our mailing list and hit send, and it's done. It's amazing that we've automated it so well. So profitable business is built on long-term relationships. How do you get long-term relationships? You continually communicate with your customers on a regular basis so that you are building that relationship with them. The way that a properly designed newsletter will be that you'll put something in there to interact or have your customer interact in a sense with what's going on within a newsletter, whether it be a thank you for referring. I have a list on mine of all the people. People love to see their name in print. Tell a little bit about what's going on in the family so they get engaged on what's going on. It's amazing, but it builds those long-term relationships, and those long-term relationships are the things that bring profit into your business. These are the people that will become your raving fans because you're on their mind all the time. Because why? They see you every month, at least once a month. They see you. You talk to them. You communicate with them on a monthly basis, so you're fresh on their mind when they're thinking about whatever you do, whether it be painting or pressure cleaning, or as an electrician or air conditioning, or remodeling a kitchen or a bathroom. You're there. You're on their mind. So let's just go over five ways that a newsletter will help you grow and it will profit your business. Of course, we all want to make more money, so let's do it the most effective way, the least cost-effective way, if I said that right. One, it increases the length of time your customer does business with you. It builds lifetime value. Can you imagine a newsletter, a dumb little newsletter, actually contributing to the lifetime value of your customer because it builds a relationship with them? It keeps them going and going, sort of like that every battery or a bunny, going and going and going. But the key is the consistency of doing it every month. Well, number two is it stays on top of their mind. You do. Your company does. What you do stays on top of their mind because they see you. They hear from you on a regular basis. The nice part about the newsletter is because you've built this group of consumers that like you, they trust you, they know you, is that it's easier to sell more to an existing customer than it is to find new customers. And I'm a big proponent of, if you're going to offer something in a newsletter, then it needs to be a separate part. It doesn't need to go into the newsletter. And we can talk a little bit more about that as we talk about how to set up a newsletter and what to do and what not to do. It builds a celebrity status. You're the celebrity. You you're sending them in a newspaper, basically, article every month. And it's guaranteed no one else is doing that in your industry. I'll bet you that if you took a survey of 100 people, contractors, and said, do you send out a newsletter to your customers every month? And they'll go, huh? Why would I do that? I'm letting you know that you need to do it so you can be more profitable. You can keep your customers sort of like in a corral. I love the way Dan Kennedy puts it. He goes, you want to put a big corral around your customers so they don't leave. They can't get stolen. They can't get hijacked because you're communicating with them on a regular basis. And we'll push this one again. Number 5 is newsletters have a pass-around value. Like I said previously, I've seen newsletters on prospects' refrigerators when I walked in the door. I mean, that's a raving fan when someone starts giving away your newsletter, because I've been to customers where they go, I've got every newsletter you've ever written. I'm going, wow, that's weird, but okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm sure here's a big one for you guys. You want to talk about, okay, why not use email as opposed to a mail? Stamp it and send it out. Why not use email? Because everyone has an email account. Well, everyone has a postal address too. And guaranteed that if you send out 500 emails, high open rate's 12 to 15%. That's a high open rate. Now, there are people that get a 50, 60, 70% open rate, and they know how to write emails. They know how to do, put in the right message for they know how to put in the right subjects in the subject line. You know how to write the right words to get it open. But your open rate for a newsletter, email newsletter, is really... Now, if you want to do it in conjunction to your mail-out newsletter, by all means, do it. But you're going to get a better open rate if you physically mail it to them each and every month. And you're saying, well, mail is too expensive. Now that the mail's gone up, now is the best time to be mailing out, because everyone else has that same thought. Mail is too expensive. Well, do what everyone else is not doing, and you will make more profit. It's when you start doing the things, or not doing the things everyone else is not doing, then you're not going to make the profit. So actually, mail, you'll probably get a better return on your dollar right now than ever, because the mail is not cluttered with a lot of other people mailing stuff out. So your stuff is going to be seen. Remember, it's not what's in the envelope, it's getting the envelope open. That's why we've designed ours a special way, so it doesn't have to be open. It's like a flyer. They see my picture, and hey, they're going to open it if you see my picture. No, I'm just kidding. So really, the single biggest negative thing about the print newsletter is the cost. But in reality, is there a cost if you're getting a return? No, there is no cost. It's an investment. Like I said before, for every dollar that I invest in a newsletter, I get $21.30 some odd cents return. How long can I continue to put out newsletters every month? Forever. Because it's profitable. It makes me money. It's a proven thing each and every month. Why would you give up something that's profitable? Why would you not do something that's profitable? You do it. You do the profitable stuff all the time. So I'm just letting you know, again, it's profitable. So do it. Now we've talked about why you should do a newsletter, or shouldn't. It doesn't matter to me. I know my business is profitable because of it. If you want yours to continue to be profitable or add more profit to it, then you might take this as a good suggestion. Let's talk about the design. Let's talk about the difference between a bad design of a newsletter and a good design of a newsletter. Typically, it should be between or 1 or 2 pages, pieces of paper. So that's 2 sides or 4 sides. I like the 4 sides the best. I really don't like going more than that. And I think that if you go 1 page with 2 sides, it's just not enough. It's to get them engaged in a conversation or what's going on. It makes it very limited. But I've seen a lot of newsletters out there, and some of them are just downright boring. Especially if you get one from a dentist or a CPA, and they put all about their procedures and their practices and what they do. That's really not a newsletter. That's an information piece. I think a newsletter helps your customer just relax, get engaged. To design it is so that it flows, probably like a newspaper articles, and not too much graphics. Personally, I think that in our industry, in the contracting industry, because there's so few people that do it, that you can do it in black and white paper, or a colored paper. It doesn't have to be colored graphics and stuff like that, because you don't have to. You're already above the standard when you send out even a newsletter in black and white paper. I like cream colored. I think it's a little softer, it's a little more, but that's just a personal preference. What I'm saying is you don't have to go full color. And the color, that'll keep your costs down, especially when you're starting out. And I don't see a reason to even make colored later on. I've been doing my newsletter for like 8-9 years now, and it's always been black and white, and I get a tremendous response. So I'm not gonna up the cost of it if I don't have to, because there's no one out there that's doing what I'm doing. No one in my industry in this area where I am is doing what I'm doing. So make it engaging. Yeah, don't be like the dentist and say, or if you're a painter, don't say, oh well, let's talk about how to pick colors for your bathroom. If you're a decorator, let's not talk about how to make your room pretty by hanging curtains. Otherwise, it's just boring. How to wire a plug if you're an electrician. No, make it engaging, make it fun. Put some interesting articles in there that you can find them in the internet. Figure out what you want to do. What type of articles you want to do, then set up your RSS feed, and you'll get fed articles whenever you want them. Then whenever they get put new articles, you get put on. You can put them on what's going on in real estate, which is, to me, that's boring, but some other people like it. What's playing at the movies, recipes, puzzles, articles on crazy words that weren't, that are now. What's going on in history. There's even, in one of mine, I'll put in a cartoon. And thank you for your referrals. And I name all the people that have referred me business the past month. People love seeing their name in print. It's amazing. It's really funny. But, they refer more so they can see their name in print. It's really, really amazing. So I pretty much told you all the good things to have in your newsletter, because what you want to do is you want to build relationships. You want people to engage in what's going on. You want them to spend time. Actually, you want to let them to spend as much time as you can in that dumb old newsletter. I mean, I've got one guy who I saw the other day. I was getting a haircut, and he goes, "Hey, I got your newsletter. I was doing the puzzle. I didn't want to put it down till I did that puzzle." And I go, who would have thunk a dumb puzzle got somebody to hold on to the newsletter? I've had people say, I keep all of your newsletters, and I'll go, why? They'll go, because I always go back to the recipes or the little cleaning things that I've got in there, how to clean something with vinegar, and it's just crazy. I said, really? I said, well, that's awesome. So it becomes a fun thing. So ultimately, a bad newsletter is, think of it this way: don't be boring. And we've talked about that in the marketing in the first few episodes. Don't be boring. People like to be engaged. They like to have fun. I put some crazy things in there. Weird holidays. Which is kind of funny, because what happened in July's newsletter? What happened in July in 1835? You can find all these things on the internet. It's really simple. So I just keep a list of all the things that I'm going to put in each month, and I just keep going back to those places and inserting them into the newsletter. Then I go to another one of the nice things about the newsletter is that way we've designed ours, so we can actually add an additional page to it, like an insert to go into the newsletter. On occasion, we'll run a special. On occasion, we'll just send out a thank you to everybody, like it's Easter coming up. We'll send out in the newsletter an insert. Hey, just wanted to wish you a nice holiday season, this Easter, and thank you for doing business with us. And in the insert, we might run a special for our customers. Now, I will never give a discount to get a customer, but I will give a discount to keep a customer, an old customer. So that's called a reward. The other is called a bribe. So I like to reward my customers, and we'll do that with gifts, thank yous, and all kinds of fun stuff to keep them engaged, because the more that I communicate with them, the more they remember who I am. The more they refer me, the more I can do more business with them. And then I can run. The newsletter's a great place to put in an insert into and just say, hey, I've been thinking about adding a new product line to our business. What do you think about that? And get a response. Have them mail it back to you, however you want to do that. You can also use the insert every once in a while to get someone to go in and partially pay for the newsletter mailing by allowing them to put a ad in for a special or a free estimate, however they want to do it. You write it up and charge them for it. So there's numerous ways that you can make this really happen and make it really interesting. Different way that you can grow your business with the newsletter too is to use it as a farm an area. I know one contractor, he took a couple of subdivisions that he wanted to be in, and he farmed that area with his newsletter every month. And eventually, it doesn't happen overnight. If you're looking for overnight things, then you probably should become a magician. But after, a while, he was the go-to guy in that subdivision. He's got all the business because he had built a relationship with the people over a long period of time. And of course, once you get into an area or a community, it not only as you're building that relationship with the newsletter, now you've got neighbors that are referring each other or collaborating on talking about how good he does, and it really ought to use them. See, I got his newsletter. I think I will. So there's so much you can do with the newsletter. So here's what we're going to do. I put together a special for our listeners for our newsletter. And we're going to take our newsletter and offer a monthly subscription, basically a done-for-you newsletter. We're going to do the whole thing for you, deliver to you each and every month on the first of the month. And you can find out more about that at contractorsecretweapon.com. It'll be in this podcast. You can link to it, and it'll bring you to the information. And because we are starting this off, we're going to start it off basically as the Founders Club, and we're going to offer it as a special introductory price. And we're going to give away some bonuses that we probably won't give away to anybody else right away. and the price will go up after 30 days. Be sure to go to contractorsecretweapon.com, take a look at the special we're running for the newsletter. If you want to continue to grow your business, make it more profitable, keep in touch with your customers so that they will become raving fans and know who you are all the time. And that way you can never complain about, somebody stole my customer. Now, they didn't. So we want to help you to keep that from happening. So again, go to contractorsecretweapon.com. Today's podcast number 61, and we'll also have it in our resource section on the web. Next week, I want to talk about anniversary dates and how to make more money in your business with anniversary dates, and how you can create anniversary dates by creating more income. And I think I'll just let it go at that. So have a great week. Thanks for taking time to spend time with me today and listen to this podcast about newsletter marketing. And we will keep this in our series, basically, of maintenance marketing, because this really is the highlight of the maintenance. And if I had to give up, I would give up all my other marketing. This would be the only one I would not give up, because it is such a great return on the investment. Thanks for being with us again and spending time with me, and I will look forward to seeing or talking to you next week. Again, I want to thank you for joining us and investing your time with us today. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and if you did, go to iTunes, give us a shout out. You can also go to our website, www.contractorsecretweapon.com, and check out today's episode and leave us a comment in the bottom of the page. And if you haven't gotten your 15 secret weapon strategies to getting higher-end customers, get it while you're at the website. Also, I want to thank again our sponsors for keeping this podcast alive for your profit-making pleasure. And so go be profitable this week. Work smarter, not harder, and learn how to leverage your time and your knowledge so that you can be more profitable. Again, see you next week.
Thanks for joining us for another weekly episode of the Contractor's Secret Weapon podcast with Dave Negri. We would love to hear your comments about this episode, so visit us online at www.contractorsecretweapon.com and let us hear your thoughts. If you were listening via iTunes, please leave us a positive review. The more positive reviews we receive, the more other contractors will benefit from this show. Thank you, and see you next time here on the Contractor's Secret Weapon podcast.